Welcome to the Boomer Briefing Podcast, where we help you solve a critical business issue in 20 minutes or less. My name is Arianna Campbell. I am a shareholder and the Chief Operating Officer here at BoomerConsulting. And joining me today is Shahbaz Khan, Associate Director of Product Management at Wolters Kluwer. Thank you so much for joining me, Shahbaz.
Thanks a lot for having me, Arianna.
Well, I'm really excited to get into our topic. Today, we're going to be talking about improving your staff and client experience through technology. So excited to hear what you're going to share about that, to get your insights. But before we dive into that, it'd just be great if you could introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your role at Wolters Kluwer.
Definitely. Well, thanks a lot, first of all, for having me. My name is Shahbaz Khan. I'm a CPA, former practitioner. I started my career in public practice, like many of my peers that work at Wolters Kluwer. I worked in audit and tax roles, and then I transitioned into accounting software. And what I do now is I help firms kind of reimagine their practice from a technology perspective. Okay. And specifically at Wolters Kluwer, I lead our API program and partnerships. And so looking at our products, how we can partner to accelerate innovation for firms, bring products to market faster, and ensure we have the right kind of commercial strategy around our APIs.
Okay, that's really interesting. When you use the word reimagine, what does that mean for you? I love that word, but what do you think about how does the word reimagine really come into your role and what you do?
I think that's a great question. And I think reimagine is such an individualist term. I think to every firm, reimagining means something completely different. And I think that's what I love about that. For me, personally, I think reimagine is looking at things from a different lens to get to a different outcome. That's how I look at reimagining. And I think from a firm perspective, you can reimagine various components of your practice. And I think technology really helps enable you to get there.
Yeah, I agree with that. And it sounds like an exciting thing to do.
Yes,
in your everyday job and making
no
an
2
impact.
days are the same.
Yeah,
yes.
I can believe that. Well, I'd love to hear a little bit about how your solutions address the specific needs and pain points of your clients. What problems are you helping them to solve? How are you partnering with them to help them be successful?
Arianna, we have tools across the whole kind of accounting workflow. At Wolters Kluwer, we develop in our engagement space for management tools, and then obviously tax as well. A recent study from Accounting Today found that 94% of the top 100 firms use CCH Access. And we have the PFX platform as well. So from an impact perspective, firms are using our tools for a variety of reasons and to kind of leverage in their practice. CCH Access practice recently celebrated 10 years of successful kind of in the market. It's grown to over 13 applications, and also supporting that as an open API ecosystem that leverages kind of external partnerships to help add increased value to CCH Access. When we think about our desktop suite, we actively develop in PFX. So we have ProSystem FX, engagement, tax, and other products as well. So at Wolters Kluwer, I think when you think about our products, I think that no matter where you are in your journey to cloud, no matter where you are within your practice, we likely have a tool for that. And if not, we partner with adjacent technologies, and we also have open APIs to let you integrate with other technology as well.
Are there pain points that you're hearing more than others right now as you are working with clients? What's kind of standing out?
Yeah, Arianna, I think kind of consistent to Boomer, we also have our market research studies that we do. And so we had a survey done last year, and some of the pain points we're seeing is obviously kind of late or unprepared clients. We're seeing pressures from a staff perspective in retaining staff. We're seeing increased complexity in the regulatory environment and trying to keep up with that. Obviously, dealing with the IRS is a constant concern. So the pains we're seeing is, I think, not always unchanged from past years, but I'd say definitely what I'm hearing is that they're magnified, especially from a staffing perspective. Arianna, as a lot of Boomer research shows, staffing is a bit of a challenge for firms today, and so we hear that often. And many of our tools help augment staff, whether it be directly through our outsourcing business or whether it be through the automation that we help drive with our technology as well.
Yeah, technology is so key when you think about, specifically on the staffing and people pain points, really looking at how can we look at our technology as one of our talent team members.
Right.
We always talk about not leaving that talent team member sitting on the bench and really making sure that you're using technology to its fullest capacity, because that helps our people to be more effective. So it's great that you offer all of those different solutions that you can put together to help address those opportunities within firms. So how do you prepare for upcoming technology trends and advancements? What are you doing to really stay future focused as you're thinking about that?
So obviously at Wolters Kluwer, I mean, being future focused and leveraging emerging technology is very important for us. Want to make sure that we meet customers where they are today, but are also developing for where they're going to be in the future. And so we do it with a variety of ways. One is speaking to our customers, and I think our studies for the market are a great example of that. But again, we do something called contextual design, which is actually going out and watching customers work. And so our product and design teams will go and watch a customer work with their technology. And we're doing it from a lens of how can we improve this, but what's missing? What can we develop to help them be more efficient? Or what is it that the customer has not even thought about that could help kind of change their workflow or help them drive efficiency? And so we're really committed to that. We spend a lot of time going out in the field and watching customers work, speaking with customers. We obviously have innovation kind of teams and tournaments within the company to ensure that as emerging technology comes, call it generative AI, call it anything you want, really, we're leveraging that and thinking about where that can fit in our products. And so it's all part of our kind of commitment to innovation driven by the customer.
I love the fact that it is customer driven, because in order to really build the right solutions, it can't just be what you all think, even though that part is important because you do have the insights and the expertise, but really understanding, is it going to drive value for the client so that they can then drive value for their clients? So it's great that you're getting that feedback and getting them involved in that as well.
Yeah, we'd like to think so. And I think that really watching the clients work is where we identify pain points. I think sometimes our client can articulate what it is that they want, but they might not recognize what the true pain is. And us being able to see them, kind of going back to that 5 why question, right? Like really unpacking what that pain point is, allows us to, and I think we only get that appreciation from actually seeing them work and seeing those struggles. Like when you see a client having to close a window and to move into different software and do something differently, I think them articulating that would be more challenging than us just having the ability to go see them. And so we do that. And we're very fortunate. Customers love having us visit and being a part of that. Really, if it wasn't for the customers, we wouldn't be able to participate in that. And as long as it's not kind of January to April, they're very flexible with us coming to their office and watching them work.
Yeah, and then you can actually capture success stories, like actual success stories, as well as kind of case studies around figuring out solutions for kind of those problem areas. And it's real life, real time, relevant information. So, and
you know, Arianna, like you touched earlier about the talent team member, right? Technology is a talent team member. I always go back to this Boomer graphic, and I've used this so many times, Arianna, the pyramid, and how it's going to look differently in the future for firms where the pyramid's augmented by automation and by outsourcing. And so I think that more now than ever before, firms want to have the right technology in their practice. And so they have a willingness to partner with us, and we're fortunate that they let us come in and be a true partner in designing it, and then ensuring that whatever it is that we do design, getting them involved early. You know, we like to iterate our products, and customers are a critical part of iterating those products. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be able to make it better for them. Going back to, you said, getting value. It's if they're part of the product kind of management cycle, develop it, and really we hope that they would get value from that.
Yeah, absolutely. All those pieces definitely connect together. What about, I'm sure you run into firms who are using your solutions or thinking about using your solutions, but they don't want to change. Technology is a space where they kind of are more comfortable with what they've been doing because it's kind of like it's not broken, so why should we fix it? So how do you address that?
That's a tough one, right? I think that you see firms kind of all across the spectrum on that. You'll see some firms that call it early adopters that are so open to trying new technology that they'll have areas within their firm that are designed to just test emerging technologies. And then we'll have some kind of, like you described, that just don't want to change because it's not a broken system. And I think that from some regard, we need firms to partner with us to go on the journey together. We often hear from firms, and one thing that we're passionate about is Wolters Kluwer develops great products, but help us leverage them as well. And I think that's where working closely with industry experts like Boomer, who specialize in transforming a firm, helps us deliver the right tools to firms as well. So when a firm needs help on, I need to transform my practice, a partner like Boomer can help provide that lens, and then you need technology to support any transformation. That's where Wolters Kluwer comes in and provides the technology. So I think it's a combination of efforts and really meeting firms where they are. Some firms that want to just leverage directly, we're happy to provide them that product. Where they need a bit more support, partners like Boomer help us provide that.
And I like your point about it being a partnership, because it really does need to be in order to maximize the potential. And I know our topic is, or the title that we're kind of getting back to, is the improving the staff and client experience. And I think that willingness to change and adopt technology is such an important part of that. What do you see as the correlation between the technology and the staff and client experience?
It's the enabler. It's the enabler, and I think that it's going to help from like a staffing lens, for example. It's going to help you attract staff. Yeah. It's going to help you retain staff. It's going to help you enable staff, right? I think that if I'm a fresh graduate, I have the option to work at a firm who's using cutting-edge technology, and I'll be able to leverage best of breed. I'll be able to leverage emerging trends. I'll be able to work with really cool tools. Or a firm that's doing everything paper-based. I think my decision's pretty easy, because when I look at from an individual perspective, which is going to get me better equipped for my future career or career growth, it's likely the one that's going to be technology enabled. And so I think it helps you attract staff, obviously retain, because you're taking work that they don't want to do and automating it, and really leaving them time to be better advisors, to be more efficient with the work that they're providing. And then obviously from a enabling staff perspective, it's that. And then from a client perspective, our surveys find that firms report faster client communication, more accurate client communication, and a better customer experience. And I think that now in this area of like hyper-personalized customer experiences and meeting the clients the way they want to be met, you need to have technology to be able to enable that. I think that if you want to have a client come in and drop files off to you every year because you have no other way of collecting data in a secure and efficient way, then I think you can be left behind, because I would never want to go drop off files when I can email them, right?
No, it does.
Sorry, not even email, I meant like a secure, a more efficient mode of communication.
Yep, I agree with that, and really making sure that we're making those right technology decisions that not only help us address today's problems, but really making sure that we're well positioned through using products like yours to be future focused, because that's ultimately where we need to be. So if you had one piece of advice that you could give firms when it comes to talent, client experience, and the use of technology, what would you tell them?
I think that my advice to firms would be to embrace a mindset of openness to what technology can help enable their firm to do. I think that there's this notion sometimes that we hear that technology is technology, and my staff are my staff, and my clients are my clients, right? Yeah. And I think that technology could actually be underrooted in every area of your practice, and it really is, and it's affecting all of them. It's affecting your client experience, it's affecting your staff experience, it's affecting your product delivery. So I think going from this mindset of like technology helps me do a tax return to know that tax return affects the client work, the client interacting with it, whether it be from delivering products in or receiving the output, and also the staff along the way who are engaging with that return. And I think just that mindset shift will help open up firms, I think, willingness to participate in exploring new technology and trends. There's so much cool stuff out there. And I think that you don't have to grasp at everything, but to I think map out your journey and get started on it with a technology partner like Wolters Kluwer, and being supported with the right firm coaching from a partner like Boomer is going to help a firm make the right decisions.
That's a really good perspective. Those are good insights. And really so much of it goes back to mindset. And even sometimes when we think about technology, we can think about it so technically, to your point about the technical problems that it's going to help us solve. But having that mindset of looking at it as a much bigger picture is such good advice. And obviously finding a technology partner who's willing to do that with you, like the team at Wolters Kluwer.
Thank you so much, Arianna.
Yes, so thanks so much for your time today, Shahbaz. It was great to hear your insights. And for our listeners, if you enjoyed this conversation, we release new episodes every Tuesday morning. We talked about technology today, but we also cover topics related to leadership, process, talent, and growth. But what all those topics have in common is that they are crucial to your firm's success. And also, we help you to solve a critical business issue in 20 minutes or less. So if you liked what you heard, please subscribe, and thanks for listening.